Hi all. In this session, discussing about what is management and what is nature and scope of the management. So here we are go through with the management. So management is a very important aspect of economic life of man, which is an organizational group activity. Management occupies such an important place in the modern world that the welfare of the people and the destiny of the country are very much influenced by it. So it's the continuation of the process. So we couldn't implement the management for the single person or the single entity because of whenever we are look after for the group of the people, whenever we are going to look after for the group plan activity, so that the management can be implementable. So the definition of the management according to the Peter F. Drucker, management is a multi-purpose organ that manages a business and manages a manager and manages a worker and work. So there may be different kinds of the parties, those are directly involving in the manage. We can manage the business by using the management. We can manage the managers by using the management. We can manage the workers and the work by using the management. Because of the management, it's a process, it's an intangible asset which we are unable to touch and see. So it's the continuation of the process. It's the set of rules and regulations which is predetermined by the objective or the organization. So what we need to do, we are implementing these rules and regulations to run the business. Similarly, in the words of S. George, management consists of getting things done through others. Managers one who accomplishes the objectives by directing the efforts of others. As a manager, what they are going to do, they are using the others' skills and abilities to accomplish the organizational goals. These goals are predefined by the management. So what they are going to do, they are not working, they are doing the things by others. So here we are having the nature of management. So the management aims at reaping the rich results in economic terms. The ultimate purpose of management, how best they are utilizing the resources to achieve the higher results for the organization. It also implies the getting things done through others. The management, they are acting as a middleman for achieving the organizational goal. For that, they are utilizing the skills and abilities of the workers. Those abilities can be interlinking to the organizational goals. The management is a process, it's not a static, it's the continuation of the process. So as like the flow of management is like the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. It's the continuation of the process. The management is an universal activity. We couldn't say that the management related to some X company, the management is related to some Y personnel. Anyone in any domain, we can implement the management. The only thing, whenever there is a group activity will be implementable, the management will be applicable. So the management is applicable in anywhere, in any domain. We couldn't say that it's only for the organization, it's also for the society. So we can take a number of the activities where the group, the people, they are involving. The management is a science as well as an art. Why? Because the management will be working for the predetermined objectives. So that we are going to call the management is a science, because of we are having the predetermined objectives. For achieving the objectives, we are taking the management. Similarly, the management is an art. It's a continuation of the process. Whenever there is a changes occur, so we need to adapt for the existing change, so that we are going to call it's an art. The management is a group activity. As I said earlier, we are not going to implement the management for the single person. Whenever there is a two or more persons, they are gathered together, they are working for the common objective, so the management can be implementable. So the management is a decision making criteria. So the ultimate purpose why we are implementing the management, in essence, to take the decision. It implies the good leadership. So the results of the organization will project how best the company they are performing. But behind of the company's performance, there is the good leadership will be present. Similarly, the management is a dynamic and not a static. It will be changes according to the situation. So that we are going to call the management is the dynamic. The management draws ideas and concepts from various disciplines. So we are not going to say the management is only for the MBA. So apart from the management, we can draw the different kinds of the disciplines. We can take economics, we can take production, we can take human resource, we can take information technology, the different kinds of the departments. From each and every department, the management will be applied. The management is a goal oriented. So here the organization, they are having the goal which is a predetermined objective. For achieving the goal, we are using the management. The process of this management can be achievable the organizational goals. So there may be different kinds of the levels of management in an organization. The top level management, middle level management, and bottom level management. In the top level management, it will be for the CEOs, the board of directors, the managing directors. The middle level management, all the manager personnel. The bottom level management, it may be in the form of the supervisor or bottom level employees. That means the workers or the laborers. So management need not be owners. We couldn't say that all the managers are the owners. So the managers, whenever the people, they are having the skills, they are having the ability, they are having the team managing power, so that the people, they can be acting as the managers. We couldn't say that all the managers are the owners, or else all the owners are the managers. The manager is completely the internal personal activities. The management is intangible. We couldn't see the management. We couldn't touch the management. We couldn't feel the management. The management is an intangible asset. Let me go through with the scope of management. According to Hobson and Maris, have tried to restrict it under three broad groups. The first one will be the economic resources. So in that criteria, how best the company, they are managing their resources to maximize the profit of the organization. How best the company, they are utilizing their resources in an optimum manner. The second thing, the system of authority. So the authority, in the sense, the power to control, to monitor the subordinates. So whenever we are discussing about the organization, there may be the group of the people, they are working for the common objective. As a manager, you are having authority to monitor as well as to control. So authority, in the sense, let's say the power. How best we are going to maintaining these all personnel towards the organizational goal. So the management is a class or elite. The management is a class. We can implement this management in any discipline. So whenever the management is required, we can implement the management to do the things in a smoother way. So here finally we are going to discussing about what is the purpose of management. Why should we implement the management in an organization? The first and foremost important, we can reduce the ambiguity in methods of working. So we are having the clear cut of the mind, what we are going to do in the organization, when should we are going to do in the organization, how best the things are going to be done in the organization, so that we are going to reducing the ambiguity. Similarly, we need to reduce the cost, so that we are going to increasing the returns of the organization. How best we are going to reducing the cost? So by utilizing the resources in an optimum manner, so that the rest of the companies, the competitors, the subordinate companies, they can use us as a role model. So here the management, they are always look after to take the calculated risks. So the risks can be calculated by the management, which will be given the real beneficial for the organization. Similarly, we can manage the prospective risks by taking the precautions. Similarly, we are going to exercise the good judgment. The good judgment in a timely manner. How best we are going to take the judgment in a difficult situation. So this is what we are discussing about the nature and scope of management, as well as the purpose of management. Hope you guys understand what is the management, what are the nature and scope of the management. Thank you.